Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot. And this is going to be the Twin Astrology forecast for the week ahead. So we do have a very powerful week of cosmic energies, to say the least. What I heard in meditation is the masculine twin is likely going to face this day of reckoning with the energies coming through this week. We start off the week with this powerful, intense, emotional full moon in Cancer today. And then directly after this full moon, we do have Uranus going direct. So, and it is in Taurus, and it will be in the second house in Taurus when it turns direct tomorrow. So what I channeled was this power of awakening coming through for many of the masculine twins. Major external disruption and changes, upheaval, tower energy, reckoning energy coming through for sure, without a doubt. Unexpected and unpredictable upheaval and change is what I feel coming through in order for many of the twins to kind of finally face that truth once and for all, forcing many of the counterparts to rebuild from that 0 point and to rebuild in a new way moving forward. So I think a lot of instability is arising this week for many of the divine masculines when it comes to their material matters. And I feel likely a lot of them are going to be experiencing financial disaster. Also on Tuesday, the 18th, we do have the Sun trine the North Node. And we also have Mercury sextile Chiron. On the 19th, the Sun kind of transitions into Aquarius. And when the Sun enters into Aquarius, it will be in the 5th house, and it will form a conjunction to Mercury and Pluto, and it will be trine the North Node. And then we close off the week on the 23rd, on Sunday, with the Sun conjunct Mercury at that exact 0 point. So I feel a lot of shifting this week for many of the counterparts. We still have Mercury and Venus in retrograde, continuing that retrograde motion along with this full moon in Cancer. So the energy really is pushing the ending of all past timelines, the ending of all past chapters that are needing to close out. So, and with Pluto energy kind of in the mix this week, I think the energy really is illuminating all of these inner shadows so they can finally surface in order for some deep healing. So I think a lot of light being shone down in order to open up the masculine twin to unconditional love. And that's exactly who we are at the core, at that seed point. So with this full moon in Cancer and these planets in retrograde, I feel this is going to be an unusually intense week for the counterparts. And I feel many of us have been feeling this building quite intensely over the weekend because a lot of this stuff from the past is being dredged up in order for that final clearing. So, you know, I feel it finally is time to deal with the past, all of the hurts, all of the wounds. And I feel many of us are kind of being cosmically tested by the universe this week to make sure that we are in alignment, that we really have shifted out of all of these outworn cycles, all of these past beliefs that just aren't working, moving into these higher timelines. So I feel many of us will have the opportunity to graduate to the next level, to that higher level of consciousness, if you are aware of what you need to clear. I think many of the masculine twins are being asked to finally take responsibility for their life, for the effects of all of their decisions when it comes to their current reality. So it's that cause and effect energy taking place. So, you know, many of the masculines push this down, push it down, repress it. And I feel major shifting out of this long-standing stagnation. All of these stuck karmic situations, all of these karmic blocks and holdbacks are really coming to a head this week, I feel. So I already did a full moon in Cancer video. If you want to go check it out, feel free to check it out. You'll find it down in the video list. It was pretty in-depth. But I do still want to quickly talk about this Cancer full moon energy. So Cancer is all about the home, the hearth, family, mothering energy, and I feel a lot of emotional fluctuations, to say the least, in order for many of us to bring forward forgiveness. So I think perceptions definitely have been shifting over the last several days when it comes to this dark night of the soul depression that many of us have been sifting through. And I feel it really is time to release any past bitterness when it comes to these past hurts. With the moon also in the 12th house in Cancer at 15 degrees 41, I feel this really is pushing a lot of us to go within, to retreat from the busyness of our everyday life in order to find emotional stability from the inside out. So, you know, I feel this distancing energy really pushing us to go within in order to learn these lessons. And this full moon in Cancer, known as the wolf moon, and I said it in the last video, hungry like the wolf. And that's kind of what I feel. I feel the masculine really is hungry for the divine feminine's energy, for her presence, for her touch, because I feel many of the masculines feel the divine feminine is kind of out of reach at this point in time, which in turn is creating a lot of intense revelations that will feel larger than life as you tap into these states of higher consciousness. So I do feel the cardinal signs are deeply being affected this week with this intense energy. Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, as well as the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Those are the signs that are going to most significantly feel these intense energies. So pay attention to where you have those placements in your planetary chart, as well as on the housing side, to figure out how these energies are going to affect you and what it is that you need to do to kind of clear all of this emotional sensitivity, because it is a lot of deep, sensitive intuition coming up in the energies this week. And the cosmic shifts really are urging us all to find that inner peace, especially when it comes to our emotional bodies and all of this repressed trauma. Cancer is a cardinal sign, is leader energy. And I feel this is the full moon lunation that really is shifting us into these new beginnings, these new cycles in romantic relationships. So you're really going to need to be receptive to the intuitive hits that are coming through when it comes to these combined energies. I feel a lot of cosmic creative genius is coming to the surface, and it is a very nurturing feminine energy. So I also feel many of us are being asked to kind of stand our ground, to put forward that final ultimatum, especially with Cancer being associated with the 4th house, deep family roots, mother, past energy, stability, home life, all of this is in focus. So if you have a mother figure crossed over, I think this is the perfect opportunity to kind of connect with that spirit guide on the other side when it comes to your inner world and all of these emotions stemming around relationship patterns. So it is a very watery energy, and I do feel the Chariot energy coming through again. Movement, taking back your willpower, recentering within yourself, no matter what turmoil you are experiencing externally, because the Chariot energy is encouraging us to find our personal power, to truly connect with our source, and to move through any challenges in order to get back into that energy of home from within. Many of the counterparts, you know, we feel that intense feeling of home. This is finally where I belong when we cross paths with our counterpart. And then we go into the separation where we need to sift through all of that dualistic energy. It is like a power struggle that we go through when it comes to accepting this love on our heart. So I feel this really is an emotionally fraught, intense week of cosmic energies, to be honest, bringing rise to all of these repressed feelings, a lot of deep sadness and nostalgia coming up for the masculine when it comes to this deep soul love that the twins share now more than ever. And I feel the masculines really are being called to honor their intuitive hits, to honor their emotional body, and to quit stuffing down and suppressing this love that is coming to the surface, I feel, with a vengeance, a reckoning energy. So I feel it really is essential for the masculines to establish firm boundaries when it comes to their external situations in order for them to properly care for these activations that are taking place. I feel a lot of higher heart activations with this Cancer full moon. So Get ready for a lot of moodiness, emotional fluctuations. I feel it's Judgment Day energy coming through, because it kind of is time to manifest these connections in the physical reality. So now really is the perfect time for the twins to kind of come together and restore that sense of home, that sense of belonging, and the love that the twins share. So I know a lot of us have been experiencing disruption with our sleep. I know myself, I maybe averaged a couple hours last night. And I have not had any issues sleeping in quite some time. So I know the energy is potent, and I think many in the collective are feeling very overwhelmed when it comes to these gut feelings, when it comes to these epiphanies coming in at lightning speed. And I want you to know you're never alone on this journey, and there's nothing wrong with you. This truly is a process of profound transformation and life change taking place in order to drag all of our emotional bodies out of this dormant sleeping state, in order to embrace our psychic inclinations and to bring them into the light. So we have Uranus turning direct tomorrow. So, Uranus is that power of awakening, brute force, disruption, change. And with Uranus and Taurus, I feel a lot of external foundations are crumbling. I feel unexpected and unpredictable upheaval in order to force the divine masculine to face this truth once and for all when it comes to the separation. And with Uranus in the second house of Taurus, which is all about material matters, instability is coming up big time, especially if you have a dragon's head and tail in your second and eighth house. Taurus, Scorpio, I feel is being activated when it comes to Uranus turning direct. So when Uranus was in retrograde, it was this slow process of becoming aware of what's not working. And so anybody that didn't embrace the changes that they were kind of pushed to make, there's going to be major upheaval and changes, unpredictable changes on Tuesday with that shift. So I think get prepared for the masculines to struggle with some stable income this week is what I feel. What I wrote was unexpected, unpredictable endings, facing that truth, forced to rebuild from that ground zero point to find a new way of doing things. So I feel downfalls, major downfalls this week for the masculines. And this really is part of the process. We have to embrace the fall in order for these newfound higher vibrations to come into fruition. So I think the masculine really needs to expect the unexpected this week. A lot of weird and unpredictable energies, rapid changes, surprises, birth of inspiration as well. A lot of creativity coming to the surface when it comes to our darker characteristics. Destruction and chaos always opens us up to a new way of creatively doing things. So I feel Uranus energy this week is kind of teaching us to detach from things that we've been holding on to, gripping to control for. And I just saw 1313 on the timer. Death, transformation, rebirth, clearing of this past baggage. I feel uprooting. A lot of life-altering moments that really are pushing the masculine onto his true north, his true path this life. So Uranus is often referred to as the Great Awakener. So I feel ultimately the energy this week is asking us to change our perceptions in order to progress through all of these adapting and changing circumstances. So I feel altering our beliefs, our actions, our attitudes, and it really is favoring this out-of-the-box thinking to break free from these, program belief patterns that just aren't working anymore, in order to finally approach life from a new angle, from a new perspective. So I think a lot of growth in the energies this week with that shift. And when these outer planets are in retrograde, like I said, it's a very subtle transformation. And then when Uranus retrograde goes direct, it really is forcing us to make the changes we've been called to make. So I feel a great time of implementing these lessons that we've learned this week in order to get a different result. When we keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, you're basically encouraging insanity in your life. So I feel whatever you've not been willing to remove, get ready for it to be forcefully removed this week when it comes to anything that has impeded your progress and your spiritual growth. So I think a quick, chaotic a turn of events, a swapping of the energies is what I feel. And you need to remember, all is not as it seems. I think this really is asking the masculine to approach his life from a place of faith and not fear this week, in order for him to finally understand himself, what he brings to the table, and to have the courage and strength to come forward, deal with these disruptions, and embrace the unknown when it comes to taking that step forward and facing the divine feminine eye to eye, face to face, once and for all, in order for that resolution to be reached. So I feel get ready for unexpected changes. We're going to feel this energy throughout the entire week. A lot of unforeseen events, complications, and challenging new information is going to be coming to the surface, in order to help you see things clearly that maybe you did not see clearly before, especially when it comes to these connections. So I kind of feel the energy really is challenging us to shift that perspective, to bring in that new outlook, because unity is what the twins came here to embody, to embrace, to teach about, to talk about. And I think we're going to need to take some time to process everything that's going to be taking place this week. So if you are getting dragged down into stress and chaos, and with engaging with people that keep you stuck in these same negative, repetitive patterns as before, I think it's time to deal with those negative groups of people once and for all, and to bring that into your higher awareness. I think a lot of the masculines this week are going to just have this general feeling of, I'm just done. I'm done with this crap. I'm done with the lies. I'm done with the cheating. I'm done with all of these negative people in my life in order to approach the next level of the journey. So I do feel, the masculines have been feeding this pessimistic energy, this dark night of the soul energy. It's really swayed them from staying focused and practical. And I feel this week really is pushing the masculines to cut through these repressed emotions. And Saturn is coming in this week to turn the dial up in order for the masculine to turn that ship around to go in the right direction. So I think although it's tough to revisit these old wounds, because the twins have so much love for each other on the hearts, it is by facing these fears and these inner wounds that we can permanently step into healing and open up to love and this union energy coming through. So also on Tuesday, the 18th, we have the Sun trine the North Node and Mercury sextile Chiron. So what I heard was ego development, because the Moon's nodal points are related to the subconscious mind. And the Moon, that's the Moon, the subconscious mind. And then the South Node represents all of these subconscious motivations. They come with us from past lives. This is our comfort zone, our inner inclination to cling to stuff that feels comfortable, even if it's not relevant, even if it's not appropriate or working. So I feel a major shift in consciousness, in conscious motivations on Tuesday as well. A lot is happening on Tuesday when it comes to changes in psychological thought processing, I feel. So a lot of energy boosting the masculine to come forward and achieve greatness with the divine feminine, I feel, coming through on Tuesday. And I feel a lot of father energy coming up to be addressed. A lot of father wounds coming up to be addressed this week when it comes to not having that sufficient development of your ego when it comes to masculinity from the inside out. So I kind of feel self-expression is going to be in key with the Sun trine North Node when it comes to acceptance in your life or where you're at. I feel huge potential for the masculines to develop their leadership potential, stepping into their soul's purpose. And that is when their luck is going to shift, is when they honor this connection and come forward and honestly express themselves. And with Mercury sextile Chiron, that's all about talking about this pain, talking about these wounds, and huge, huge potential to heal this separation wound at the seed point this week, in order to ease the suffering. Many of the feminines awaken years before the divine masculine, and we go through intense cycles of clearing, of suffering, of dark night of the soul. When we originally go through that first dark night of the soul, it feels like death. For myself, it was a solid 9 months, and then you spiral back down around again. So I think a lot of the masculines fear being vulnerable and talking about this pain. But in essence, this really is what is needed in order for this self-healing process, to talk about these wounds, to talk about this pain. We have to feel it to heal it. And many of these masculines really have refused communication, blocked the channels of communication, have not shared this experience with those they are connected with. And I feel the masculine really needs to begin to trust again when it comes to his own thought processing, knowing what to say and how to say it. I think that's a big issue. I think fear of how the masculine is going to be received if he comes forward to the divine feminine. But I feel a lot of balancing between the left and the right brain when it comes to perceptual skills, and deepening this consciousness within the masculine's mind. So communication is going to be key. And as we know on this journey, communication goes beyond the physical world, goes beyond words. A lot of the twins might be feeling that reconnection to the telepathic energy that the twins share when it comes to this spiritual and emotional connection. So I kind of feel this is the perfect time to understand and communicate with one another when it comes to our spiritual realities and all of the experiences we have encountered outside of linear time throughout our transformation. So a lot of holistic healing concepts I feel are coming forward for many of the feminines when it comes to really stepping into their purpose too, when it comes to the mind, the body, and the soul connection. And I feel new doorways are opening. And I feel although the masculine has not even considered to look at the divine feminine up until now, there is huge possibility for reconciliation this week. So, the worst part is the truth likely is going to hurt. But we all need to learn how to voice our thoughts and our language in order to embrace these healing properties, to kind of step into our purpose. So what really is coming through is another huge, impactful week of deep, deep spiritual transformation. So I think the pressure is on when it comes to healing and purification, getting back to our authentic identity. And I feel a lot of unconscious issues are surfacing in order to embrace this major detox process. So I feel a lot of illumination on anything that's been repressed when it comes to wounds and traumas from the past. And a lot of these wounds do stem around rejection. And, rejection truly is God's protection. So I think get ready for a recalibration and a purging when it comes to your sacral chakra, which also rules our sexuality. That is where this Kundalini energy is activated from. And I feel a lot of solar plexus clearing when it comes to getting back into center. So it can get quite intense. And I feel the purpose this week is to get us to stay in that higher awareness, to stay in that higher vibration, that higher timeline, and not get pulled back down. Because I feel this Pluto energy really is being merciless to the divine masculine this week. It's really showing up in the masculine's life where he has been hiding from this truth, hiding from his true soul power, running from his ego fears. So he definitely needs to confront all of this inner darkness, all of these wounds, all of these doubts and fears of rejection this week. So he can honor this deeper soul power, that I feel many of the feminines really have stepped into. A lot of the feminines really have stepped into the light, into this true loving connection. We're always, always, always a work in progress, no matter what, when it comes to this spiritual cleansing. But I do feel a new beginning is about to emerge, because the masculine can no longer keep running and hiding from this connection, because Pluto's going to shake him to the core, bringing him deep into the depths of these wounds in order for this purification process to complete once and for all. So I feel the feminine really is very powerfully magnetic this week. which is in turn activating these new cycles in love and new people to be brought on your path, divine feminine, including your twin flame. So I feel we really need to just beware of this intensity, because when the sun enters into Aquarius, you know, that's going to motivate this hunger for higher knowledge, for new life experiences, to embrace our originality. A new innovative ideas will be coming to the surface. And we're all going to become very aware of what is outdated and stagnant in our lives in order to strive to find those new perspectives and a new way of doing things. So I feel structure, order is coming up, and I feel whatever is too rigid in your life is about to be broken apart in order to embrace freedom. So I think the masculine really is striving to free himself from all of these restrictions, all of these limitations. I feel the masculine is feeling very constrained this week. And I think get ready for unexpected changes is what I feel, because I feel the masculine's life force energy is being activated. And I do feel the pain of this missed opportunity with the divine feminine is going to be hard to ignore this week. And then we close off the week on Sunday on the 23rd, which is actually my mother's birthday. So with the sun conjunct Mercury, communication. So the sun conjunct Mercury is really going to put focus on communication, short distance travel. So I kind of feel the masculines will be preparing to come and see you at your house, divine feminine. A lot of alertness when it comes to this mental adaptation this week. So I kind of feel it's going to be a time of, you know, having that heart-to-heart conversation, sharing, you know, the path that we had to go through separately, and it all coming full circle. Many of us have had no idea what the masculines have been enduring while we have gone through our own personal transformation. So I feel the masculine really is going to have to contend with his nervousness and his inability to relax when it comes to coming forward and having that open-hearted conversation, because Mercury is all about communication, especially when it comes to these unresolved emotional issues. So I think make sure to get your energy in check this week. Stay as grounded and self-aware as you can. The more self-aware you are, the easier it will be to not get pulled into a roller coaster of drama from other people. Many of the twins, especially the divine masculine, gets pulled into all of this interference when it comes to these karmic contracts, when it comes to his ego, when it comes to being, you know, steered off track with all of these false, misguided information, false guidance from the karmic social circle. And I feel with Neptune being the master of illusion, the karmic really has kept the masculine in illusion, in this victimhood and escapism energy through addictive behaviors and quite possibly even actual addiction. So it's really prevented the masculine from understanding what is real and what is an illusion. So I feel truth being revealed when it comes to the masculine being led down the wrong path by, you know, somebody that really has been lying to him for a very long time. And I feel the masculine is going to have a chance to finally look at that. All of this negative past habitual behavior, these negative mindsets, how he has approached life from this pessimistic state in order to shift into those higher states of consciousness. So I feel a big week of removing the veils of illusion that we've had on ourselves, especially when it comes to our own capability for manifesting the life of our dreams. So major twin flame transformations, I feel, is coming through this week. The journey is about to go really, really deep, beyond where you never could have imagined. So I feel the unconscious is going to be super active this week. So you might get pulled down by this negativity, but if you stay in your inner awareness and you stay in balance, you'll be able to ride this tidal wave with ease. A tidal wave is what I feel. So resolution. What has held you back from having your desires show up physically? I feel major cosmic upgrades, DNA upgrades this week when it comes to your authentic identity, when it comes to your own journey. and embracing this powerful shift to come back into wholeness together. I feel it really is the perfect time to open up to this new higher state of being, this new beginning in love. But you have to stay in your soul's wisdom. You have to remain calm, and you have to be willing to shift your perspective into that higher awareness. So we're going to pull in with some cards. I'm going to have a drink of my coffee, and then we're going to see what needs to come through with the cards for the week ahead. If you haven't already joined the channel, guys, feel free to hit that subscribe button below. I kind of switched up my setup a little bit this week. I was really excited to kind of shift things around. I actually had a really good friend come over yesterday and get me all set up with my new digital camera, but I didn't want a chance using it today with the Mercury retrograde energy, so I'm going to try and do the daily with that one. But I just cut the deck, guys, and we did get igniting your passions and finding your truth. So I do feel the masculine really can feel the feminine speaking to his heart this week, and that's really going to allow him to release this pessimism, to uplift his mood. And I feel a new spark towards the feminine as the masculine does release these misguided falsehoods. So I feel a lot of truth washing over the masculine when it comes to the energies this week. But we will pull into the masculine first and see what needs to come through on the divine masculine side for the week ahead. What else do we need to be aware of for the divine masculine dreams? I think dream space is very active. I know for myself, I barely slept last night, so I was probably in my divine masculine's head throughout dream space last night. So I feel, and the telepathy, I feel major challenges this week for the divine masculine in order for this heart opening. So it is feeling like this void as the masculine shifts his perception. It is feeling like this gap in space or time. But the masculine definitely is being tested this week. Major upheaval and challenges in order to offer forgiveness. So I feel the telepathy is being restored on the masculine's end because I feel he is opening up to receiving this karmic lesson in its entirety. Yeah, definitely a catalyst. So there's that karmic catalyst coming through. Many of the masculines have to, go through that experience with that karmic catalyst in order to resolve these past life experiences. So I feel a lot of the masculines are zeroing out their karmic debt with that catalyst, with the karmic, and working through this very painful lesson in order for spiritual growth to ensue. So a lot of challenging energies coming up for the masculine, without a doubt, in order for him to refocus his energies, because I feel the masculine was not open to receiving, did not want to look at this, did not want to face this truth. And Uranus energy is coming in, forcing the masculine to look at this head on once and for all. So I kind of feel the masculine's being haunted in dream space when it comes to your energy, divine feminine. And you too, divine feminine, may also be having your masculine coming through in dream space. But we're going to pull into your energies and see what else needs to come through for the divine feminine for the week ahead. Get ready to receive a message. The masculine, I feel, is going to let you know he's finally broke those addictive chains, those restrictions. I feel the feminine really is stepping into liberation. I feel many of us have kind of released enough to embrace this freedom. And I feel if you are experiencing any negative ascension symptoms, you're really needing to understand what emotional blocks are still below the surface, what physical blocks need to be removed, because I think a lot of us are being guided by our higher self right now, and we're really needing to trust in that energy. I feel disconnection is key. Reprieve. Much needed time alone for the divine feminine in order to assist the masculine in this deep-seated healing and rejuvenation process that he's going through. So listen to that guidance from spirit. I say this all the time. Go within. The answers that you seek are never going to be found outside of yourself. So I do feel the masculine's facing some very tough situations this week. And I think spirit is kind of just encouraging you to go within and to be ready to offer that guidance when the masculine returns with a message. So you might not be expecting this message. It might come through social media, email, Or like I said, he might just show up at your house. So be open. Be open. I think expect the unexpected and be willing to listen to what the masculine has to say open-heartedly, because this really is divine timing at work. When it comes to this cosmic shift, the universe knows it's time to do the next leg of the journey. It's time to do the next part of the work. So stand in your authentic truth, divine feminine. Keep speaking that truth. Remove any blocks by speaking your truth. When you are in your authenticity, it will create this entire shift on the masculine's end when it comes to this karmic lesson being learned. So keep expressing yourself openly and honestly and following that guidance from spirit. So let's see what else needs to come through for the twins with the Work Your Light Oracle deck today. Oh, the cards didn't want a bridge for me. Maybe it's time to mend some bridges is a big message, I feel. So I do feel the feminine is feeling a little bit frustrated with all of the delays, but we will see what needs to come through for the twins with this Oracle deck. What other energies do we need to be aware of when it comes to the week ahead? Soul family is in focus. I feel a lot of the feminines really have called in their tribe, knowing that we don't have to do this alone. I think a lot of the feminines really are coming into, you know, that working together, trusting in the path. So there's that breaking the chain. So we are here to break these ancestral patterns, to really embrace this deep-seated healing in order to rewrite our destiny for the future. So I think the masculine too is learning to kind of trust his path right now. When you trust the path and you know that you will always be supported, it's easier to make those life-changing decisions. I know for myself, I've always heard no less, no more. Spirit will always support you when you're in your authentic voice, when you're honoring your North Node mission. So I feel the masculine really is breaking those chains, breaking that cycle, and getting ready to come out of that man cave, getting ready to come out of that hermit energy. I think he fears persecution, but I feel he is getting ready to come out and to share his truth, just to speak that truth, getting ready to take that leap of faith. So I think there's fear about maybe the universe not catching the masculine on the other side of taking that leap of faith. But I do feel he will be supported, because this portal is wide open and the masculine really needs to decide once and for all. And the rewards will be on the other side of taking that leap of faith. So what else do the twins need to be aware of for the week ahead? Oh, that one just went flying, guys. Earthed. So rock bottom, unearthed, uprooted. I'm not going to turn around and grab it. I can't reach it. And then that star family, soul family again. So I feel a lot of the collective are coming into their true soul families. And then we get that messenger energy again. So messages. A lot of serious light code energy coming in. Isis codes coming in order to bring that harmony and balance back into the connections, I feel. And you got to trust in the timing. I feel the first wave of unions is preparing to come together. I think we're going to go through 3 waves this year. So trust in the wave that you came in on. Trust in the timing. We never ever run out of time, because we are here to kind of just embrace and learn these lessons. Soul growth, life lessons, higher study, higher learning. And then I do feel a lot of soul memories are coming to the surface, Akashic memories and gifts. And I feel a lot of us are coming into that deep awareness of knowing that we've done this before and we can do this again. So I think get ready for divine timing to really catapult that first wave of unions to come together. A lot of messages coming through. So actually, no, I'm going to grab the beautiful creatures deck, and we're going to get some major arcana. That one wanted to come out, and that one went flying too. So there's that beyond the veil energy, guys. So tapping into the paranormal, tapping into beyond the veil, beyond the physical world. And I feel that curiosity has been sparked for the divine masculine. I kind of feel a lot of spiritual communication is coming through on the divine masculine's end about the Empress, about the Divine Feminine and this new creative endeavor. So authenticity, big changes in order for the masculine to take off the mask, to come forward in that authentic energy. And there's that ultimatum. So I feel the divine is saying the time is now to go in a new direction. We've got the Lovers and the transformation. So that final ultimatum for the masculine to come forward and embrace this connection once and for all. So let's see what needs to come through on the divine masculine's end. With the tea leaf deck today, I didn't pull my regular archetype deck. I was guided to use this one. So yeah, the rooster. I think the masculine really is dealing with an arrogant, boastful karmic situation. I feel the masculine fears the karmic really crossing him. And I do feel, yeah, he's deeply feeling tied down and frustrated when it comes to this arrogant, boastful karmic situation. I feel he fears getting crossed. And then we also have June and great happiness. So I feel as we get closer into the summer months, that is when the twins will really be stepping into this great happiness. I kind of feel that Judgment Day energy with the harp. So I kind of feel maybe the masculine has been, you know, striving to break those chains since about June of last year, or maybe the person that your masculine is dealing with was born in June, Gemini, Cancer energy coming through. But I feel the masculine just wants to come forward and deepen this relationship with you is what I feel. So what needs to come through on the divine feminine's end? Firecracker. Boom. Get ready for an exciting turn of events. That feels like a good firecracker. I kind of feel the energy is going to shift very quickly for the divine feminine. A lot of new exciting things are coming forward for the feminines. I do think the masculine is getting ready to take that short journey to come and see you with the horse. And I think get ready, divine feminine, because it's going to be raining money for you. Money and coins and abundance is coming your way. And the masculine really is highly thinking of you at this time. So I think the masculine is learning to accept valid criticism. And then we got that January energy. So I think the time is now for the lies to come out, the truth to surface. That's that Pinocchio energy, the liar. And I feel the truth is what will set the masculine free when it comes to climbing towards success. So there are lessons to be learned as the masculine goes through this deep period of frustration. And he's lurking in the background. He is your secret admirer. So the second the masculine can climb out of this hole he's dug for himself and release all of this frustration and learn this karmic lesson, the faster that increase in material and spiritual wealth and growth can come forward for the twins. Let's get some power of love energies, cause and effect. Pardon me. So I feel a lot of cause and effect happening for the masculine this week. That false foundation is crumbling, and that really is a result of his own negative actions, I feel. A lot is changing, and the masculine really is needing to trust in this deep spiritual connection, to have faith in his intuition. And I think the time is now for that ownership, complete and total accountability, ownership of the past. We are going to read into that ownership energy really quick, and then I will actually shuffle the cards and see what needs to come through. But I feel ownership is in focus. Yeah, I kind of feel the masculine knows it's time to acknowledge his misdeeds and the energies this week, and to learn these lessons in its entirety. So I feel a pivot point when it comes to the masculine spiritual journey, when it comes to ownership, accountability, and integrity. And my throat is getting very irritated. So this is really all stemming around past actions, past lifetimes, needing to take responsibility for his actions, to kind of have that objective view. So I think looking back on all of his past failures is what's coming through. Really embracing the information in order to understand and grow. I'm sorry, guys. There's like a lump in my throat. So yeah, the masculine really is needing to take ownership of his choices, pretty much. He can't blame everybody else for his behavior. He can't keep blaming everybody else for his problems. So I feel his outer world really is reflecting just how badly he kind of hurt the feminine. Oh, let's get shuffling these cards, because I think the masculines are struggling with that accountability, to be honest, for my throat to instantly get triggered with that energy. So let's see what else needs to come through for the twins. Joy. When you really delight in the joy of life, that is when you can, harness the power of love, I feel, that the twins share together. Cooperation is in focus. Integrity, another energy of integrity. So I feel the masculine really is being pushed to demonstrate truth, honesty, in order for this union to come together, unity. I think the masculine really has tolerated all of this negative energy for quite some time. And it's kind of time for this realization in order to manifest cooperation and unity between the twins. So a ripple effect this week is what I feel coming through. I am so sorry, guys. Completion, moderation. So karmic freedom, intuition. It's time to close out this cycle once and for all. Karmic completion, flipped out in reverse. So I think pay attention to music. I feel a lot of the counterparts are feeling that telepathic connection through songs, through music. So pay attention to any songs that are really sticking out. I know for myself that Memories song by Maroon 5 really stood out, where he says in the lyrics, he can't call you, but he will one day. And I think the masculine really is releasing a lot of ego and pride when it comes to this loving union is what I feel. Where did that deck go? Let's see what pride has to say for the masculine for these energies this week. Yeah, I think the masculine needs to learn to swallow his pride and admit his wrongdoings and to make a better choice. I think the masculine didn't want to see the divine feminine's perspective. And with his vibration rising, he's going to have no choice to right these past wrongs, to release the ego, to release the pride, to release the need to be right or in control is another big, big message. I feel, the masculine needs to build his strong character by admitting these wrongs, to find his inner strength, to come forward and offer an apology, to seek resolution. And I feel, this stubbornness, this pride, this ego has gotten the masculine nowhere. And I feel a week of humility in order for the masculine to embrace compromising. So I think, in order for the masculine to improve his life, the time is now to adjust, make adjustments, to rise above the ego and to come forward with that appreciation for the divine feminine, to admit his mistakes in order to improve the quality of his life. But let's see what needs to come through with the tarot. Four of Swords, Ace of Swords. So a lot of healing. I do feel the masculine is in this state of, near-death experience, going through healing after all of these epiphanies have been coming to the surface when it comes to this higher level of commitment. Major shift in consciousness, Jesus consciousness, Christ code activations, the Hierophant, the Hanged Man, the Three of Swords reversed, Eight of Cups reversed, coming back to heal that broken heart in order to have that higher level of commitment. Pisces, Taurus, Leo. So I feel it's taking the masculine a lot of inner strength to go within, to learn this lesson, to be able to be brave enough to come back from what it is that he walked away from, the masculine ripped the feminine's heart right out of her chest. And I feel the time is now for this karmic completion. Two souls intertwining into one, learning these lessons once and for all. Karmic completion, karmic completion. What needs to come through on the divine feminine side, please? Two of Swords, the Tower. I think you're not going to see this new offer coming. I think the universe has really blocked you from whatever your counterpart has been experiencing. So get ready for a paradigm shift. I think you're not going to be ready for when the masculine comes forward with that clean slate, a solid committed offer to build a solid foundation for you. I think both of the twins really are, you know, cutting through the fog, cutting through the illusions, cutting through the veil when it comes to any third-party interference. And I feel the time is now for these unions to commence. So any last messages for the twins, please, for the week ahead? The High Priestess and the Knight of Wands. So yeah, there comes that masculine rushing in for that truth to the High Priestess. He knows he's got to come with the truth. He knows you're fully aware and in tune with your intuition. Pisces energies again, Aries, Leo, Sag. And he's finally getting ready to give up that pride, that ego, that independence in order to restore some healing within this connection. So we are going to get a couple love oracle cards and twin flame messages before we close off the reading today. Yeah, replaying outdated thinking over and over in his head, and I feel truth and clarity, revelation is coming to the surface in order to force the masculine to release this self-indulgent energy. So we'll just get a few last messages for the counterparts. Yeah, unconditionally loving you. I think get ready for the masculine to come forward with an offer with equal giving and receiving, because he has been stricken by Cupid's arrow with the rods of love. So I think have faith, divine feminine. This new loving connection is coming forward. A surprise invitation is coming. So do not hesitate. Do not block this new beginning in love, divine feminine, because progression, arriving at your destination, closure is coming. So I feel this separation really is coming to an end, and you're really needing to trust that although we are in physical separation, we are always connected through the chakra pathways, through the heart. So get ready, because there is a new uplifting path coming forward. Your inner work is paying off, divine feminine. So, you know, that karmic partner involved in the masculine's world really is pushing him to grow. And I feel forgiveness is going to be key this week. So get ready to offer forgiveness. Get ready for the masculine to return, seeking that forgiveness this week. And always, always, always listen to your soul's higher guidance is a big message. So that's what I got for the twins for the week ahead. I know it's a long one. I knew it was going to be a long one. I really hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a twin flame or personal reading with me, do feel free to check out that description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.